everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Universal Monsters Dracula #2. This is a new book from Image Skybound. Let's take a look at the creative team before we get into this book. This book is written by James Tynion IV with art by Martin Simmons and letters by Rose Wooton. In this issue, as Lucy Weston suffers from a mysterious ailment, Dr. Seward calls upon Professor Abraham Van Helsing, and Dracula's thirst goes unquenched. Uh, my I don't have any expectations for this book because I don't know what even we are trying to explore after the first issue, but I am just so pleasantly surprised as to how engaged I am with the story of this. And it's all very subtle. I really appreciate that Tinian and the team really are allowing the artwork to do a lot of the heavy lifting here. Dracula has such iconic imagery, and then Martin Simmons has such a unique style that allowing that to really kind of move us through this world, it's incredible. Of course, this is a very familiar story for anybody that is deep into the Dracula lore. We see a lot of very interesting characters. Another thing that this issue managed to do was that it made me feel bad for Renfield, who we met in the last issue. And then, of course, this book continues to very eerily and creepily and just like in the best fashion explore Dracula and all that he can do, how he sees people, how people kind of perceive somebody of his, perceive the character, and then also how characters kind of behave around him, and then also behave within the town because they don't know exactly everything that's going on. There's some very cool reactions. I think also the use of the color red continues to be something that really propels the impactful moments in this story. I really, really enjoy that. So let's take a look at some of the preview art here so I can talk a little bit more about Martin Simmons and his work. And as you can see here, like the first couple of pages, we have a small conversation, but then the dialogue really drops off, right? And I think that gives me the feeling of like when you get distracted, like you're in the middle of talking to somebody, and then something catches your eye, which in this case the professor or Dr. Seward's kind of distracted by this figure. And I just love how Dracula is like the color stands out from everything else that is going around him, even from prior to that, like his full suit. He's got the black coat and the cape and all that, and the doctor's almost in a trance. And then of course, as we move forward, we just kind of get to see all this really, like, these smaller panels have such cool imagery in them. Like, it is just really well done. I love the eerie feeling of just this dark street, and then the wolf and the fangs, like all those little hints of like Dracula kind of is always in the periphery. Like Dracula almost has his hands around this whole town, and it truly now belongs to him. And he's to do with it what he pleases, and it just goes to demonstrate like his power over like, I guess, what would be now his domain. I don't know. It's really cool. Like, it just is. This book is doing a fantastic job at really making me feel afraid of Dracula, or like at least how the people in the town are starting to get that feeling of like there's something off going here. Of course, there's a larger inciting incident in this issue that will probably drive the story forward. And then with the introduction of Van Helsing, I think that really will kind of lead us into what the conflict is going to be further. So yeah, I love that this is just a mini series, and I can't wait to see what else is going to happen in this world of the Universal Monsters. Um, Little did I know that comics is such a powerful medium for such an iconic character like this. As far as like, there's just still so much you can do with Dracula and the exploration of it, and the lore and the story, and even if it's something that feels inconsequential to the Dracula mythos as a whole, we're experiencing something that just feels really cool in the moment. So I really, really appreciate that. Yeah, the team's doing such a fantastic job. So highly recommend you continue to check this out. If you haven't, make sure to go pick up Dracula number 1 and 2. And I want this book to succeed because I want Skybound to put out more Universal monsters. We need the Creature of the Black Lagoon series. So, of course, really cool variants at the end of the video, so make sure to stay tuned for those. As always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here on the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.